If we go back in time, like we're talking about how we would kill the smaller animals for, because like it's like, oh, we relate less to them and it's like they're a little bit easier to catch and eat versus the woolly mammoths that they would like, have some like serious balls to go after. I'm wondering, like, was it because like during the ice age where we just had predators, perhaps like that's just like one theory that maybe we started attacking these other animals, for just because they're predators and like we wanted to get rid of the predators and we wanted to like have a more civilized society and like, have more morals and have like people that treat us nicely and basically have a civilization where we felt safe. Or maybe like the lion killing and mammoth killing and all that stuff came from trying to just create a more civil village where there's more safety. And then eating dead bodies was like almost like a ritualized way of saying that like we won. Of course, that's not something I would condone now because it's like completely unnecessary. But it's just like I'm trying to like really source like where the whole like idea came from. Like where we continue this tradition of really just like unnecessarily eating meat today. But it's like I feel like back then for survival. I mean, I think every vegan even agrees with this. Like it was justified because it was like a survival thing. It was more instinct. It was more like we needed to survive and actually fight the predators, and that's kind of conquered a lot of places and didn't go extinct.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's such a great call out. I agree. I think it's mostly, at least back at that era, survival. I mean, larger animals means you don't have to kill one. I mean, if you kill one mammoth, your whole village is eaten for probably a year if you have a way of salting and preserving it. Versus trying to capture and kill 1,000 field mice. That's entirely too much. But I think as we've evolved, and agriculture is a huge thing, the fact that we learned how to cultivate and grow food, that changed the game and made it potentially less necessary. But also, I mean, at that point, you're going to get your highest caloric intake from eating animals. Now that we've come so far, though, the whole world has changed, and you brought this point up a long time ago. We no longer live in a world where we have to do it. What I love that you called out here, though, is, what's necessary versus not necessary. If we look at continents like Africa, they pretty much live with most of the animals that are there. There are poachers, but we call them poachers for a reason because they're not supposed to be killing the wildlife. Yeah. You go to some places in India, you can have monkeys and jaguars just walking through town, and people are like, "Oh my God, there's a predator."
Yeah.
Over here, we don't see that very often. We've gotten very efficient on this continent at killing off anything that could threaten our peace. The American buffalo, the bison. Some could say, what was the point of pushing him to the point of extinction? Was it all for food? Or no? And there's evidence that suggests a lot of it was sport. A lot of it was clearing the land so that it could be used for more agriculture and building houses and community. There's also evidence that suggests that it was a strategic tactic to remove part of the food source for the indigenous peoples of the land.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in that sense, who knows what people were thinking? Like right now, we have no way of knowing what they were thinking, but there's definitely, I think when you start pushing a whole group to extinction or near extinction,
yeah,
that's beyond. That is so far beyond.